Hey y'all, so I'm doing the Ouachita Trail. If you've watched our videos, you know we've already done from way over here, Talamina, to Horsethief. So where I'm at right now is Horsethief Springs. And just so you know, let's see, I'm gonna try to make it, I think, maybe this shelter, I think that's 7 miles, this shelter right there, winding stair, possibly, I don't know, I might try to go farther. It's so late in the day, it's literally after 3 because, so funny story, not funny, really stupid, oh my gosh. So I park my car at Pinnacle Mountain State Park, and I've got this shuttle guy, Dale, super nice guy, definitely recommend him. You can get a hold of him on the Ouachita Trail hiking group on Facebook. And he tells me, he's like, you're gonna need a permit, you know, get it at the visitor center. So I'm like, okay. So I go, I GPS the visitor center, I go to the visitor center, it's permanently closed. Nowhere, anywhere does it say, oh, hey, yeah, this is closed, but we've opened a new one. There's nothing like that. It's just permanently closed. So I'm like, okay, maybe this is new. You don't need a permit. So Dale comes, picks me up. We're driving. It's like a 3-hour drive. We're like an hour in, and we're talking about the permit and the visitor center and stuff. And I was like, so I didn't get a permit. And he's like, you didn't? And I was like, no, the visitor center was closed. And he's like, oh, that's the old one. And I was so I called them. They literally made us drive back. We had to drive all the way back to get this permit. So that's why I'm starting the trail at 3:30 in the afternoon. So we'll see how far we can go. But I'm going to put the phone down now because this is the trail. And if y'all know me, y'all know if I try to do the phone and these rocks, I'm on a trip. I'm gonna have to call Dale to come get me. I don't want to do that. First obstacle overcome. Mile 0.4. The trail's in there, but I went through the brambles that way. It wasn't too bad. So this is 2.5 miles east of Horsethief Springs. There's a pretty big tree over the trail at a crossroads. Ouachita Trail. I came from that way. That's pretty clear. Blue blaze right on that tree. It goes this way. There's one trail. That's not it. But then there's that trail. Then there's that trail. There's a blue blaze. I think we'll go that way. So this is the, well, let me see if I can get it out of the sun. There we go. Winding stair, shelter. This is where I'm gonna stay tonight. I thought we're kind of on the top, but I thought the view would be better, but it's still beautiful. Some critter ran across the trail in front of me earlier. It was smaller than a deer and bigger than a rabbit. I don't know what it was. But I thought about going 3 more miles. It's only, I think it's like 6 o'clock. Going 3 more because it's down. But obviously, if today taught me anything, it's slow down. don't make mistakes. So I don't even here at a picnic table. some of my gear. I don't even think I'm going to have a fire. I think I'm going to cook supper and just sleep in the shelter. I told Woody if he hears screaming in Kansas, it's because spiders are crawling on me. We'll see. Probably hang my food. And hopefully it doesn't storm too bad tonight. It might get some rain, but we shall see. And I'm only 6 miles in, and the hiker funk is already bad. Dang. I'm going to call this a semi-fail. This is supposed to be tuna casserole, but I mixed everything together and the noodles weren't cooked. But I dehydrated the fake tuna and the peas and stuff, and then I had dried cheese. But it's a little runny, and in case I burnt it. But it tastes okay, so it's just tuna casserole soup. Good morning. First time sleeping in a shelter. I'm used to, the security of a tent. Haha. But it was fine. I woke up at 11:20 to hear something chomping on something and footsteps. And so I turned my headlamp on and was immediately attacked by a million June bugs. But then didn't hear anything else. And then I woke up like at 1-something to this horrifying, realistic dream that a possum and an African wild dog, or spotted African dog. I can't remember what they're called. Bottom line, they're not in Oklahoma. But this possum and this dog were pouncing on my quilt, and I couldn't move or yell for a long time. And then finally I actually woke up and yelled out loud. And then I looked over to the side of the shelter, and I swear to God they were just standing there looking at me. But when I turned the light on, it was just weeds. So we'll see if I'm in a shelter again tonight. It wasn't too bad though. But so I'm gonna try. State line shelter is 21 miles, and Queen Wilhelmina. Gosh, I can't remember if it's a state park, but it's got a campground and shower. It's 26, so 5 more miles. So we'll see. Go to the trail. We'll see how I feel if I make it to the state line shelter. I know I have these flowers in my yard, but they look so pretty out here, all wild. Spiderwort, I think they're called. So that's the plan. I did start out, I have too much weight in my pack. 30 pounds without water. I ditched a few things before I left, like my paper maps. I have a book which has maps, but it's unlike me to not have a paper map. And I figure it's going to get lighter every day. I'm trying to eat the heavy stuff first. It's beautiful out here. Okay, less than an hour ago, I was way up there. That's crazy. Oh, sure, now they stop. Okay, we're like 2.5 miles from the Winding Star shelter. And there's this. I don't know. Maybe I can go through it. Okay, it wasn't too bad. I did have to take my pack off. I could not squeeze through it. It's one of the boulder fields that are all over this trail. This one's well marked though. Hard to get lost. So I'm almost 5.5 miles in, and there's this, I think it's Cedar Creek, but it's a pretty big creek. So I switched out shoes and phone's going in the waterproof bag. So I was told that the first 1.5 miles of the trail coming out of Wilhelmina Lodge sucked. So far it does. It's all this rock. Having flashbacks to the first section where there's boulder fields, glaciers, and no marks. Good morning. So I think I'm still on section 3. Stayed at the Black Forest shelter, maybe? I don't think that's right, but it's raining. And I bruised the hell out of my feet yesterday. Have a blister, which I've never had a blister. It's right where Woody gets his. Thanks, Woody. He had, I forgot to tell you all this, he's not here, but he asked me the other day how my pack was feeling, because it started out at 30 pounds without water. And he's like, is it slowing you down, or is it like a forgotten parking pass? Ha ha ha. But the trail now, just past mile 59. Gonna try to make it well, really there's no place to stop, so I have to the next shelter, which is 68 something. And then I'm going to decide if I'm going to stay on trail or get off. So my feet, my right one is better today, but it's like not quite the outer edge, but close to the outer edge. So if I step on anything that's not flat, without these hiking poles, I would have gone down so many times yesterday. So we'll see if that, so far it's better today. But after today, if I want to finish, I have to be making like 16, 17 miles a day. I don't know if they're good enough for that. So I was going to make a decision tonight after this 12 miles. I think it's about to start raining again. So I took off from the Black Mountain shelter, was planning on getting to the next shelter. I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, so it was raining, which is fine. I've got a poncho, no big deal. 3.1 miles. The lightning started, and so I hunkered down and got my phone out and my poncho and checked the radar, and there was this huge red cell that was coming, and I was like, there's like no shelter out there on the trail, so I turned around. So I did 6.4 miles to nowhere. I'm back where I started. So here's my little tent that I bought. It's a Z-Packs one person. I got it used off the Facebook backpacking gear marketplace. The guy sold it because he said he was too tall for it. It's a pretty little tent. Pretty nice little tent. Just to keep the bugs out. I'm just going to hang out in the shelter here today. And then we'll see. It's supposed to rain again tomorrow, which is fine, but I only have, I'm down to one dry pair of socks. The rest of, you can see, hanging up there because I put 2 pairs on because my feet have been hurting and they were feeling so good today until I started running. Why was I running, you say? Because the lightning was so close. It was bad. But the trail will still be here, and I didn't get struck by lightning, so I'm still here too. Good morning. Round 2 of this section, but it's a little bit drier. So the plan is, it's like 12 miles to the next shelter. And so I'm either gonna, well, I have to make it there because there's no other exit on this part. But if my feet are good, I'm gonna keep going because I can make the end of the trail, but I have to do like 17, 18 miles a day. So if my feet are good, I will go big or go home. Well, no, I guess that's the whole plan. Go big or go home. So I'll either go big, more miles, or I'll go home at the road. Right now, this part, they're not too bad. I mean, they hurt. They just feel bruised. And tick bites. Oh my gosh, those little buggers itch. Awful. So I'm using geranium oil. It works, but I think it only works when I put it like actually directly on the skin, not like on my socks. So almost all of my tick bites are on my feet, like under where my gaiters are and my socks. So I tried something different this morning and actually sprayed my feet under my socks. So we'll see if that helps. But it's supposed to storm tonight. Under a flood watch, but we're in the mountains, so we're supposed to be okay with that. We'll see. I didn't look at the weather before I left the shelter this morning, but this is Arkansas. It's beautiful. That would probably be a beautiful view if you could see it. So I have 4.5 miles to the road, and I gotta say, this bit of trail, I was told it's the worst of the whole thing, and I haven't done the whole thing, but it's the worst so far. Like, literally the weeds are up to my thigh. But we gotta be almost done, right? So I'm 4.1 miles from Highway 270, Section 3. And he was giant. So I try to figure out how to get around him. I think down is not an option, because I think we just keep going down. Up it is. You, sir, are impeding progress. This is right where I want to cross this log. Can you not move?